Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm super excited to share with all of you my current favorite skincare routine. So this is a video that a lot of you have requested, so thank you so much for all of you who left comments requesting this video. It's honestly quite flattering that you all are interested in my skincare routine because my skin has been something that I've definitely struggled with over the course of the years. And so I think I'm finally at a point now where I have a pretty solid skincare routine and my skin has been really happy. So I'm excited to share with all of you today the products that I have been loving. Before we get started though, I do want to preface this by saying that skincare is something that is super personal. And part of the reason that I don't do more skincare recommendations on my channel is that just because a product works for me doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to work for you. That said, I do really like skincare and I try out a ton of new skincare products. It's kind of like makeup for me where I don't really stick to one skincare routine. I'm always trying new products as they come out. And so in today's video, I'll really be sharing with you guys what I personally find to be the best of the best based on the products I've tried. But this is not necessarily my current skincare routine and that I am always changing that up and trying new products. So if you guys are interested in more skincare reviews, definitely let me know and I'll try to incorporate those in more videos. So just to give you guys some background on my skin, I have normal to dry skin, leaning more on the dry side, and my skin is pretty sensitive. So I try to avoid products with a lot of fragrance in them. And also my skin in particular is quite sensitive to vitamin C and also to metals. So anything with copper or any other metals tends to break me out. And so I know vitamin C in particular is a super popular skincare ingredient nowadays, but you won't see any vitamin C serums in this lineup. In general, my routine really focuses on trying to be as gentle as possible while removing any makeup or impurities from my skin. And also my skincare routine really focuses on moisturization and strengthening my skin barrier. So let's start with my morning skincare routine. So I like to keep things simple first thing in the morning and just use a really gentle face cleanser just to wash away any gunk that might have accumulated on my face over the night. And so I really love using the CeraVe Hydrating Facial Cleanser. This is one of the most gentle cleansers I've ever tried. It has a really loose gel-like texture that's really easy to spread on your face and wash off. It's not foaming at all. You don't really need to spend time scrubbing it off. It doesn't leave your skin feeling stripped at all. So I like using this just to give myself a clean canvas to work from for the rest of my morning routine. Next, I like going in with either a toner or essence, and there's a few different products I like to pick from. So on days when my skin is feeling a little bit irritated and it wants something calming, I'll go in with the Missha Time Revolution Artemisia Treatment Essence. So this is basically just Artemisia extract, which is an ingredient that's really calming for the skin. And so I put this on a cotton pad and just sweep this all over my face. It gets off any residual oil or gunk on my face, and it also just provides some nice hydration and calming effects. If I wake up and my skin's kind of congested though, I'll go in with Beauty Water from Sun & Park. This is more like a daily exfoliation, so it has a bit more acidity and active ingredients in comparison to the Artemisia extract. So I like this more so in the summer months or if my skin otherwise just feels like it's congested and about to break out. If you want a product that's kind of between those two though, I would recommend this Fresh Kombucha Essence. I find that this has a little bit more potency than the Artemisia essence, but it's more soothing than the Beauty Water. So this is a really great all-around essence. Next up for eye cream, my favorite eye cream to use during the day is this one from Murad. So this renewing eye cream is pretty pricey, but I find that this one is really great at sitting well under makeup. It also doesn't exacerbate any of my milia, which is a really important factor for me. And I feel like it slightly reduces the appearance of fine lines under my eyes. That said, I really don't like the packaging for this. There's always a little bit of residual product that gets stuck in this nodule. So often there's some product that will dry out in the nodule and then you end up wasting product because whenever you pump it out, part of it is the kind of dry bit and then part of it is the nice fresh eye cream. So that's the one thing I don't like about this, especially given how pricey it is, but the product itself is really nice. So after eye cream, I like going in with a nice hydrating serum on my face. And so these are two that I've really loved. One is the Glossier Super Bounce, which is a hyaluronic acid and vitamin B5 serum. And the other is this Glow Pill from Awake. By the way, sorry that most of these bottles are totally empty. I really don't consider something a favorite until I've finished using it and maybe repurchased it. And so that's why all of these are unfortunately mostly empties. But both of these are basically just really simple, straightforward, hydrating serums. And especially for the day, I don't want to have to think about whether there are active ingredients that might react to the sun and irritate my skin. And so I like something that's really simple and is just mostly focused on keeping my skin hydrated, which is my primary concern. I would say in terms of the differences between these two, this is clear, whereas this is milky. This is less watery, whereas this is more watery. And then the Glossier pills a little bit more depending on the makeup that you put on top. But overall, both of these are really great. So after serum, I like going in with moisturizer, and here are two that I've been loving. So during the summer months, I really loved going in with this moisturizer from Then I Met You. This is their Calming Gel Tide Cream, and by itself, it's not sufficiently moisturizing for my skin, but if I combine it with a moisturizing serum, then I find that it is perfect. It's a really lightweight product and provides a remarkable amount of hydration for a gel-based moisturizer. Usually I have to use much thicker creams, and so I was pretty impressed with this product. For thicker cream texture though, I really love Charlotte's Magic Cream. This does have a slight fragrance to it, unlike most of the other products, but I find that it's very subtle and doesn't irritate my skin. This does a really great job at providing a nice barrier on the skin, and it also sits well under makeup despite being a much thicker cream than the Calming Tide Gel. This one is quite pricey, but I have been pleasantly surprised with it because I assumed that most makeup brands would not have really great skincare products, but I don't know, Charlotte has done a really good job in the formulation of this cream, and recently I've been using this both night and day. So after moisturizer, every morning I put on sunscreen, which is probably the most important step in my morning skincare routine. That said, sunscreen for me is the product I am most picky about and that I have had the hardest time finding products that I like. I would say my overall favorite sunscreen is this one from Papa Recipe. It's their Balm Moist Sun Essence. Unfortunately though, ever since the controversy around the SPF ratings with a lot of Korean sunscreens, this guy has been out of stock on SocoGlam, which is where I normally buy it. So I'm not sure if it's going under further testing or reformulation or what the deal is, but I haven't been able to pick this guy up for quite a while. And so since then, I've been experimenting with a lot of other sunscreens from US companies. I have yet to find one that I like as much as this, but I would say so far the best second contender is this one from Kiehl's. So this is their Super Fluid Daily Defense. This has much more of kind of a runny, oily consistency though, whereas the Papa Recipe one just feels like another layer of moisturizer. So I'm not as much of a fan of how this one feels, but at least unlike a lot of other sunscreens, I do find that this sinks into the skin and sits well on the skin after you've let it set, and it also feels fine under makeup. So finally, the last step of my morning routine is to go in with some lip balm. And this one from Hanalei has been my favorite for just everyday use. I find in the morning I don't need a ton of hydration on my lips, but just something to kind of protect them a little bit and give them a little bit of moisture. A lot of chapsticks don't work well for me. I find that most of the ones in the drugstore actually end up making my lips feel drier over time. So this is the rare chapstick that actually works really well for me. So I would highly recommend this if you have a hard time finding chapsticks that don't dry out your lips. So next up for my nighttime skincare routine. So this one is a little bit more involved. So starting out, I always do a double cleanse if I have a bunch of makeup on my face. So my favorite oil cleanser by far, and I've repurchased this like 3 or 4 times at this point, is the Living Cleansing Balm from Then I Met You. A lot of oil cleansers irritate my eyes whenever I'm trying to get rid of my eye makeup, and personally, I don't really have the patience to have a separate makeup remover just for my eyes. And so I really love this one because it doesn't irritate my eyes, but it really gets rid of all of my makeup, including my waterproof eyeliner, which is really important because I wear eyeliner a lot. And I also really love the color and scent to this. It's a really luxurious experience. And I like that I can use this just directly on my face. I don't need to put it on a cotton pad like a micellar water or use a muslin cloth or anything like that. That said, if I'm traveling, a product I really enjoy is the Kogan Do Cleansing Spa Water. So I recently got this 10-pack, and this is probably the most effective makeup remover that I have ever tried. It's extremely gentle and comfortable on the skin, doesn't strip the skin at all. It really just feels like you're using a wet paper cloth. Yet despite that, it really gets all of your makeup off extremely quickly. This is really pricey though, so I have yet to buy this in a really big container. But if you are looking for a super effective yet gentle makeup remover and you don't mind splurging, then I would recommend looking into this. Next up, for my water-based cleanser, I like using a relatively gentle but still effective cleanser. So my current favorite is the Fresh Soy Cleanser, which I have in this jumbo bottle, and this is my second bottle of this. I really love the light cucumber scent that this has, despite the fact that there's no perfumes in this. It's really gentle, a little bit thicker than the CeraVe that I use in the morning, and a little bit more cleansing than the CeraVe, but still super gentle and comfortable on the skin. Does not make my skin feel really tight afterward, but it does remove any residual makeup that my cleansing balm didn't get. The runner-up though is the Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser. This has a beautiful rose scent and it's also really nice. It is substantially thicker, so it takes a little bit longer to wash off, but it's extremely gentle and comfortable on the skin. So after removing all of my makeup, most nights I actually enjoy taking a bath. So that's a self-care step that I started incorporating into my daily routine after COVID started. And so now I pretty much every night will take a bath. And I find that it's really great for just relaxing myself and decompressing at the end of a really busy work day. And also it's a nice opportunity to use some face masks. So I have a bunch of those to talk about. So first off, if you are brand new to using wash-off face masks, I would recommend trying out these two from Glossier. Their Moisturizing Moon Mask is just like a really thick moisturizer that's nice for just adding a bit more hydration to your face while you're in the bath. The Mega Greens Galaxy Pack is a clay-based mask, so it can help a little bit with congestion and also exfoliation on your face. Usually I'm not a huge clay mask fan because I do have dry skin and clay masks tend to dry it out more, but this is one of the few clay masks I've tried that actually isn't that drying. This Soothing Gel Mask from Thank You Farmer is also great if you want a little bit of active ingredients in your mask, so a tiny bit of exfoliation properties, but overall very calming and very soothing on the skin. Once every couple weeks though, I like going in with something more heavy duty. So on those days, I'll go into this Then I Met You resurfacing mask. So this mask is no joke. Be very careful with this mask, especially if you have sensitive skin like myself. When I first got this mask, I used it 2 times in a week and it ended up just really drying out my skin and leading to irritation. This mask feels a lot like what you would get in a professional facial. You can actually feel the tingling sensation, and afterward your face definitely is visibly smoother. But do be careful though, because using this too much definitely can compromise your skin barrier. So for me, I only go for this at most once a week and sometimes less frequently than that, depending on how my skin is feeling. If I don't feel like I have any congestion or patchiness, then I often will just pass on this. But if you want something that definitely is a really heavy duty mask, then this is a good one to try out. So next up we have face serum, and so oftentimes I'll just go into one of the moisturizing face serums that I mentioned previously. In general, my skin is pretty sensitive to active ingredients, so I try not to have really intense serums, and instead I like to either have a low level of active ingredients in all of my products, or maybe just concentrate the actives in a wash-off face mask. That said, one of the few serums I found that does have a lot of active ingredients but still works for my skin is this Caudalie Vino Protect Serum. So this is an unopened box because I actually finished my previous bottle and bought a new one. As I mentioned before, I can't really use vitamin C serums on my skin, but this serum is supposed to have similar effects and I found it to not be irritating, and so I really enjoyed this product. So moving right along, after serum, I go in with my night cream. And there are several contenders in this category. So sometimes I'll go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream or the Then I Met You Calming Tie Gel. Another one of my favorites is this Calming Night Cream from Klairs. This is actually a really interesting blue colored cream. So it has an ingredient called guaiacurine, which is blue and is supposed to be calming on the skin. And I have found this to be a really nice, nourishing, and non-irritating night cream. I also recently finished this Firming Overnight Mask from Fresh, and this guy is really great if you want a much thicker night cream. I also really love the Klairs Ultra Facial Cream, which is a really straightforward hydrating cream, but just works really well when your skin is irritated. For eye cream, I don't actually have a favorite eye cream for the nighttime. I'm constantly trying out new eye creams at night because I haven't really found my holy grail. That said, this Missha Gulsum Vitalizing Eye Cream is one that I have repurchased a few times at this point. It comes in a really gorgeous bottle and also has a really nice thick consistency that I find is moisturizing and non-irritating. Lastly, on my face, I like going in with a face oil just to seal everything in. And the one that I've been loving the most is from Marie Veronique, and this is her Rejuvenating Night Oil. I first experienced this in a facial that I got, and I really love the luxurious smell that the Evening Primrose oil lends this. And it's just a really beautiful oil that feels really comfortable on the skin, really nice and nourishing, and I feel like my skin really gets along with this particular blend of oils. If you want a much cheaper alternative though, I do also like the rosehip oil from The Ordinary. I can't say that this directly compares with the Marie Veronique, and that one is a thicker oil that feels like it has more hydrating properties and possibly some additional skincare benefits. But this one is also a solid face oil. If you're newer to using face oils, not quite sure if you like them, I would definitely recommend trying this out since it's only like $10. So the last step in my evening routine is lip care. My lips get really dry very easily, and so I basically always need to have something on my lips. Immediately after I shower, I like going in with this Then I Met You Honeydew Mask. This is the product that I found that's the best for just instantly giving your lips a dose of hydration. It's not very long lasting, and so that's why I have the next product that I'll be talking about. But I love using this right after I've done all this cleansing on my face and my lips feel a little bit dry and they just really want that shot of hydration. So right before bed, I'll go in with my Agave Lip Mask from Bite. And I really love this for just wearing throughout the night because this has a much thicker consistency and really seals in the moisture on my lips. And so whereas the honeydew mask kind of wears off after a couple hours as I go about my evening, this is the one that really lasts throughout the night. And whenever I use this in the morning, my lips feel really comfortable. So that's it for my morning and evening skincare favorites. I hope this has been helpful for any of you who were curious about my skincare routine. And I would say that a lot of these products are more so specific categories of products that I use rather than these particular ones. And so as I mentioned, I'm constantly trying out new products. And so for example, I'll sub out different moisturizers or different toners or different serums. And so my actual skincare routine is constantly changing, but I try to really pay attention to how my skin is feeling in terms of irritation, in terms of moisture, and then use the products that I know will give it what it needs. As I mentioned at the top, everyone's skin is different, so just because these products have worked for me, it doesn't mean you should necessarily go out and buy these products. That said, I hope sharing this routine inspires some of you to think about other sorts of products you might incorporate into your routine or other brands you might want to look into. Definitely let me know down in the comments section if you found this video helpful and if you're interested in any other sort of skincare content. Skincare is definitely something that's really important to me and that I do think about a lot, but don't really share a lot on my channel since I haven't quite figured out the best way to do so. But let me know if this is something that you'd be interested in. So thank you all so much for joining me today. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.